You mentioned you moved around from school to school, about 10 of them. Do you remember first getting caught at school?
I got caught a few times at school. I got kicked out of Crenshaw because I was running around with a crew called TRH, and we're tagging in the school with spray paint. And they had like a little, the school police created a graffiti task force that eventually found out who we were and got us all kicked out of Crenshaw.
Wow. That's a pretty big deal in high school.
Yeah.
What does your mom say about that, or your family, your relatives, once they find out that you're getting kicked out of school?
At that time, I was living with a Mexican family that adopted me. You know, they just shook their heads. But you know, the thing about that Mexican family that took me in, even though I was fucking up, they still loved me unconditionally and accepted me for who I was. And you don't find that a lot in a lot of different families. I don't know if it was the cooking, I don't know if it was the novellas we were watching, but that Mexican family, the core of it was just so filled with so much love that we accepted each other no matter what. We backed up each other no matter what.
How old were you when this family took you in, and why did they have so much love for you?
I was about 16, 17. They were just good people. They just want to help people. And they seen me on the street and took me in. And I think that we sometimes think that there's not good people out there and that there's all this racism that keeps us apart. But this is a Mexican family that didn't even know who I was. And they took me in, loved me like their own son. And these are the stories that people don't hear about. Like, you always think that like there's always like blacks don't like Mexicans, and in some instances that happens, and that does exist. But in this situation, like, that really changed my life to this day. So I always got love for all people, regardless of their nationality, because of what that mom did for me. She didn't even have to do that. She put money in my pocket. We eating carne asada. We had a jalapeno eating contest. We did our homework together. We watched novellas together. We went to go look at Christmas lights together. Like, dude, that's pure family right there. And I wish everybody could experience growing up in a Mexican family household. They got some values that need to be pushed.
What would they tell you when they learned about your graffiti career?
They just told me I need to stop. I need to stop doing it. But you know, I was so passionate about it, and I was living on the streets, and I was hurting, and I was going through a lot of stuff. So that was my way of releasing. That was my way of getting it out of what I've been through and what I was going through. Because my mom was still living on the streets when they had adopted me. Eventually, they brought her in too, and we were both sleeping. Me and my mom sleeping in their house.
Did your mom have any, how can I put this? What was your mom's reaction when this family wanted to take you in?
She was shocked. She didn't believe it because she was conditioned to think that, like, with that racism, that racist perspective, like, you know, like Mexicans don't like black people. But I'm like, nah, dude. Like, this is a game changer right here. You need to experience this, because there's people out there that just think like everyone's out to get them, that everybody that they don't know is racist, and that's not the case. That's not the case. This family proved that all wrong. So I still love them to this day. I still see them. I still hit them up. I went back last year and told her thank you for the sacrifices she made and believing in me. She really had a big influence on me.